We good? We good?
What up, Twitches?
What up? No, we back, man. Lost in Hip Hop every Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. Mickey Knox, we got Concept, we got Mr. Menza in the house. Check us out on twitch.com, DCM Live TV, and youtube.com, DCM Live TV. Correct. Sponsored by Ewing Athletics.
That's a fact.
What up, fellas?
What up, Concept?
That ain't working.
All right. Well, we will get right into it. We have a very dear friend of the family's and an absolute legend in his own respect, the specialist, Ali Vegas, of course.
Super hip hop tonight. We're super hip hop.
We're going back, way back.
Yeah, back in the town.
We are here, bro. What an honor to have you here.
I mean, you know, it's always an honor to be, you know.
It's a little hot in here. I'm sweating a little bit, but so I know that I mean, you know, my knowledge of AV's career and everything is just extremely deep. So let Mickey get into some of his questions and Concept. I know you're gonna have some.
You know.
Oh, my fault. I'm sorry.
I can't even see what's going on.
No, we got my fault.
The mic's not working.
Yeah, no mic. You don't hear me, right? When I'm talking.
Nah, I don't hear you through it.
Yeah, why is that though?
Jeez.
Hold on, say something?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can't hear you.
You good, good.
All right.
Keep it going.
All right, so Mickey Knox.
I mean, again, we've known Vig for a long time.
Yeah.
And we know a lot of these answers, and we, you know, I kind of want to get away from all that other stuff that you've always been asked and all that stuff. Yo, what are you listening to now? What's motivating you now, musically, all that?
To be honest with you, I mean, I'm listening to like K-pop right now.
Yeah.
and that's because of the kids?
I'm just listening to K-pop. It's just, I mean, not like, Tokyo has always showed me so much love. You know what I mean? So, and they've always showed me that how much we influence them.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like, you know, like if you listen to, you know what I mean? If you listen to the K-pop, you can hear it. You know what I mean? Like, you hear it. Like I listen to, my favorite K-pop group is, like, Hyphen. You know? So, I'll listen to Hyphen. And if you listen to some, like, you can hear it. Like, they got songs like We Be Outside. Like Outside, where you can hear the rap.
I got you. I heard you now.
Yeah, something's up.
There you go.
You can hear the hip hop influence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I could definitely hear the American R&B influence in it. My daughter listens to it.
Of
you
course,
know,
like,
you know, they do a lot of the referencing of American artists.
No,
all of that.
It's like they take all of them and be like, yo, here, pick a group you want to sound like.
Yeah.
And then they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it's dope, you know. So I listen to that. But I listen to all my hip hop shit. You know what I mean? I listen to all my hip hop shit.
I mean, it seems to be the thing that, like, these hip hop artists, they're always like, yeah, but like Illa was like, I just listen to jazz.
Yeah.
K-pop.
See me, I mean K-pop. I mean my favorite. You know what I mean? Everybody know my favorite music is, you know, like opera and jazz.
Right.
Like, you know, you catch me on the highway blasting Pavarotti.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just what I listen to. You know?
That's a line, by the way. You know.
Yeah.
Catch me on the highway blasting
Pavarotti. That's it. That's all I do. Like,
Is he part of the Three Tenors?
Yeah, I just love music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love music. That's the thing. It don't matter what it is.
What I know for me, music. What got me into music was my mother. You know, she went to all the disco. She played all the disco records. She played all the Spanish records in the morning when she made us get up and clean.
Come on now. Like,
how was it for you?
I mean, it was the same thing. Like, my mother, you know, that's how I learned. You know what I mean? That's how I learned music, was like Marvin Gaye and everything. Like, you know, like, it was so crazy because the singers was always speaking some of the most realest stuff.
Right.
You know, like, like David Ruffin is like, you know, it was like real shit. Like, I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go. Like, like they was on it like that. Like,
for sure.
You know, like one of my favorite Spanish joints is La Plegua Negra.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Because the way that joint dropped, like, bum, 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 bum. And you know what I mean? And when that shit dropped, it's like, ooh. So like me, I'm just La Plegua Negra. Yeah. So, but when it drops, it's like bam, 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 and then it stopped, and then it hits you, boom, boom, boom. So like me, I'm always just a fan of the funny part of the songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the fun part of the music. Like
Yeah.
I'm just a fan of it. You know what I mean? Like where it's just I just love certain parts of music. You know what I mean? That's the part that I enjoy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, word up.
you know what I'm saying? Like whether it don't matter whether it's Wu-Tang, Nas, it don't matter. Like I'm just a fan of that. You know what I mean? Like
I get it.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
for
feel,
sure.
yeah. I mean, I feel like you don't want to ask the regular questions, but I also, like, I think it's become a part of the show that,
Yeah.
like, we really get into the history because, like,
Yeah, for sure.
there might be a lot of people that didn't hear Vegas music. They don't know about his history, so I like to take it back
we can. That's what
Let's
I'm
do it.
saying. The
Let's do
news
it.
cycle
a little bit.
always,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
No,
It's
we-
like some from where you started. What what was your entrance into hip hop? Like what?
Well,
what
let's
got
point
you
this
into
out
it?
real quick, right? Like where he's from. So where you're
True.
from,
Yes.
Southside Jamaica. Right?
Yeah, Southside. So it's like
So it's rich in history of who's come from that area,
Yeah.
that neighborhood.
just Queens, period. You know what I
Queens in
mean?
general,
Yeah.
for sure.
So it's like, yeah, like that.
But to name a few, we have Lost Boyz,
Onyx,
Onyx.
50 Cent.
50, yeah.
Yeah, like you have, like everybody is. The South Side is it?
Pharaoh
Got you.
Monch.
I mean, that's where you
yeah,
came
like
up,
we,
right?
yeah, we
Like,
made.
Oh, is that
with
true?
Onyx.
Pharaoh Monch is from that?
Right?
that-
Yeah,
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
okay.
yeah, Prince and them used to. I mean, like,
Got you.
yeah, they used to live right down the block. Matter of fact, what's his name is from Brooklyn, but he used to always be in Southside. OC used to always be in.
Yeah.
Like that's my.
You
that's
told
my
me
guy.
that when you were younger, your
I used
mother
to be-
would
I
only
used to-
would let you go and roll
with
with
Lost Boys, so
with
that's
the
it.
Lost
With
Boys.
Cheeks, that was it.
Yeah.
What you
That's the only-
doing
That's
what?
what you told me.
To the studio. I was like 6, 7 years old, man.
Like 6 and 7.
I've
in
been
the
outside
studio
for a long
with
time.
the Lost
Yo,
Boys.
that's insanity right there.
I've been outside for a long time.
Crazy.
Like where it was like, man, I met Traj when I was like 12, 13.
So wait, you said 6 or 7 in the studio with Cheeks.
Yeah, like I was
That's-
outside.
Not that
with
you was
them.
rapping, but you
No,
was
no,
there.
I'm rapping. No.
You was there.
Yeah, and his mother trusted them with him.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
No, I was
That's incredible.
rapping.
No, you was rapping?
I'm sure he was.
Not to say you wasn't rapping, but I mean,
No,
like,
I was-
You wasn't sent to the studio at 6 and 7 to rap with the Lost Boys, though.
No, it was because they knew. Yeah, I was. Because
Okay. All right, so I stand corrected.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was the illest youngin' they ever seen.
Oh, I've heard the story.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
Big Nice told me the
yeah,
story.
I was the illest that they ever seen.
Yeah.
Like where it was
That's
like,
a fact.
and I didn't sound like nothing from my neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why everybody always thought I was from Queensbridge.
All right,
Because
so
I was the lyricist guy.
Let's do this then. So when was the first time you actually were rapping on a record? Because like if you're in a studio
Right.
as a rapper, at 6, 7 years old, are you actually rapping right there on a record, or when did you rap for the first time?
Yeah, like 7 years old.
You got recorded at 7 years old.
Yeah, I had white labels out in London by the time I was 7 years old.
That's, do we have
Under
that?
under Ali
Do we
Vegas?
have these?
Yeah. That's why my UK presence is so
Yo,
heavy because
see-
I was.
What's ill about Lost in Hip Hop is we actually do get information or stories from people that we already thought we knew everything.
Yeah.
And then we hear some shit like that. You never told me that, which is ill. I'm glad that you heard it first
Yeah,
here
for
on
sure.
Lost in Hip Hop.
Yeah, that's
so at
crazy.
7 years old, you had white press vinyls across the
Yeah, shout
Right.
out to my. You know what I mean, like shout out to my man, my old head, Mr. Lenny. You know what I mean? He always, like, I used to. I had to go get it at a young age. So we was working. I was working, you know what I mean? Like working with him, like, so then like while we driving the trucks and, you know what I mean, making meal pickups, I'm rhyming and he's like, oh shit, like, whoa. And he has like, he's like, yo, I got a white label company, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we go in the joint.
Incredible.
Yeah, we go in the studio, and that's it. Cause my baby sister sing, so like that's why whenever we watch the 5 Heartbeats and he's writing the songs and the sister singing them, that was me and my sister all the time. So we would just get in the studio and record.
Wow, bro.
Wow, crazy.
I just feel like that's crazy because we've had a bunch of interviews recently, Craig G, Tragedy, where we're talking about them rapping
At a young age, yeah.
Yeah.
you know, like 11, 12,
Yeah.
13. But you're saying you were recorded at 7, 8 years old? That's nuts.
Yeah.
So he's got a verse on a record that we did together on a Sickness beat, and apparently that verse is his first like public rhyme that he spit at 7 or 8 years old, which was very graphic, very detailed.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I
that
know
was
what
a
you're talking
poem. Yeah,
It was a
that was
poem.
actually a poem. Like that was because that was my introduction to music, was because it was poetry. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Langston Hughes. So I would read poetry. So like I said, Maya Angelou came to the school and they was
Yeah.
like, yo, you know, kids was doing poems. So I had wrote a poem, and then that's how I started. I did the poem, and when I did the poem, it was like, you know, like it was like the Eddie Murphy when he was like when he was doing the jokes.
Yeah, yeah.
And they just looked at him.
And
And then it was like,
It was very graphic, put it that way.
But it was crazy because everybody was looking like, damn, nobody checked. Nobody,
Yeah, screened what he was gonna say.
nobody screened these things before us. Cause I got up there and I'm like, sky's blue like a pig's eyes, birds chirp like a lady that got raped by 10 guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Niggas die over rumors and lies. You know what I mean? Like, and it was just like, my mother's looking like,
Do you
Yeah, she about
imagine?
to beat your ass.
yeah, but it was crazy because then when I got home, my brother Cheeb was like, say what you said on stage. Say what you said on stage. Hold on. Say it again. And I'm saying it. He's like, speed it up. Say it to this beat. He's like,
Word.
see, now that's rhyming.
yeah.
He's like, that's rhyming.
That's crazy.
And that's when I was like, okay, I knew what rhyming was. And then I just started like,
So as you gain this allure, you know, this like you become like a young legend, like instantly around
Yeah.
the hood in the area. It is Panama PI,
yeah, one of the
God rest his soul.
yeah, one of the greatest.
Yeah,
Everybody, they all got all the slick talk they got from him.
Again, I know we talked about this many times, but I wish he would have came out with a full body of work back then because I remember him all over the mixtapes. I remember him all over.
I had him. I had, like, you know, it's just he's just like he was like this, like the hip hop version of like Mother Teresa, where he's just like he didn't want none of that. He didn't, you know what I mean? He came
Yeah.
from, you know what I mean? Like he could have the world, but he didn't want the world.
So, you know, there's so many fallen soldiers, great men that you do have stories of, and this is one of them. And I wanted specifically to ask you about PI, like on this show, Lost in Hip Hop. For those that do tune in, what up, Twitches? We're live on DCM Live TV
We
right
sure
now
are.
on Twitch.
Word.
Yo, can we
Sponsored
say
by
something
UA
about that shirt
Athletics.
you got on?
Yeah, well, this is the Ali Vegas Masterpiece shirt that you could find on wearedcm.com. He is the specialist.
It's lovely.
The Masterpiece record is out, of course, and the video.
Oh, my
has been
bad. I
out,
didn't
and
mean
it is,
to-
and it is an absolute classic. But listen, Panama PI is somebody that I would love to hear. You know how you just articulately described the type of person that he was. You know, for the hip hop heads, like give me a Panama PI.
I mean, you would have loved him.
Yeah.
Nah, because I mean, listen, he like everybody that like all the slick talk come
Yeah.
from him.
When you say the slick talk, you're talking about in bar talk. in the
AZ, Nas, all like the slick talk come from him.
bar. Okay.
So like he'll say shit like tighter than a mosquito pussy. Like
Right.
he just all that slick shit
Yeah.
right.
come from him. You see what
Okay.
I'm saying? Like that's how, you know what I mean? So when they talking like, you know what I mean? When they talking like that, like you could just look at when you listen to Do or Die, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And like all the slick shit that A is saying,
Yeah.
like that's like
Now, when you say that, is that because they did spend was Panama
Yeah.
PI
Yeah.
spending a lot of time with all these guys type of thing?
like
Or-
he was the
because I don't like, you know, I'm sure you know better because you're like the encyclopedia. I just I only remember him on one particular song, and that was like mid '90s.
No, but he was always. They was always.
I
He
gotta
was
be
always
honest.
around.
I don't even.
Yeah, because
I
he
have
was.
no record.
He was on a lot of, like, he was on one of the Cannabis records when
Yeah.
Cannabis first came out.
Okay.
Roll with the Wildest.
Yes.
West Indian Wild.
He was on the Lost Boyz second album.
He was on.
Okay.
He's on
you
what's
know,
name? He's
and then
on.
he was all over the Clue tapes.
He on AZ album. He on.
Yeah.
He on. You know what I mean? He's on those joints. He's actually on. He's on Onyx joint when he's like, yo, at the end of what's the name?
Yeah,
he's like,
that's the joint I remember.
He's like, yo, Son C, go get me them Dutches. You know, like that's Panama PI is. He's actually in what's the name? What was that? The Do or Die video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's PI. Panama PI is the one in the back of the church at the funeral. He's in the back. Like
I'm gonna
he's
look at
just
that.
like he's just always.
So did he have a record deal?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
we was the crazy part about it, he had a few record deals.
Got you.
That's the like if he wasn't a rapper, he'd be a lawyer. He'd be the best lawyer ever because he could talk you out of. You act, yo. So ask Nate. Nate will tell you about this story. I'll give you a story. We on
Let's
tour.
go.
So we on tour. So I'm on tour with it's me, Nate, all of us. You know what I mean? I'm with all the older guys. You know what I mean? So, boom. So you know everybody doing what they doing, right? So chicks is flowing through the area. So I guess somebody ain't. I guess like one of the chicks was on working, and somebody ain't paid, right? So the madam came banging on everybody's door, like yo, boom, 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 like yo. So she, you know what I mean, like so everybody come to the hallway, like, cause we hear the commotion, so everybody come outside. So we get outside and she like, yo, you know what I mean? Cause we got the Duns with us, the wild gremlins, so they wilding. So she like, somebody ain't paid, da 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 da. So Panama PI was like, stop right there. It's like, how much they owe you? She was like, $200, right? He grabbed the box and Nate had the headbands, right, and the do-rags. He was like, Nate, how much you selling these for? Said, da-da-da. He's like, here's a box of nature headbands and do-rags. It's more than $200. If you sell them, you'll get your money back. And he gave her the joint and closed the door.
That is a great
No
story.
more banging.
No more banging. That was it.
Yo.
And then he opened the door and was like, he opened the door, took his socks off, opened the door, was like, Mason Puffy gave me these socks. Here you go.
His socks off.
And gave them to her, was like, Mason Puffy gave me these socks.
That is excellent, bro.
Nate
That's a
tell
great
you,
story.
Out of control.
So Panama PI is talking highly about you, bringing you around places, right? Like that's how you started moving around the circles type of thing.
Because he was like, that was my big brother. Like,
Yeah,
all of them was my big brothers.
I understand.
But me and him identified the most just because he was around. So what it was like he was around all of them. You know what I mean? Fredro, all of them. But he knew like Vague fit better over here.
Yeah.
With Foxy and
Yeah.
everybody. He's
Yeah.
like, so he's more like bringing me with them.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So it was more that way where, so then he's bringing me with, you know what I mean? And then he was with my man Dio. My man Dio was, like he was, you know what I mean, with Universal. So
Got you.
yeah, so they was actually him, Uncle Hev, Heavy D, rest in peace. They was shooting a documentary, and they was shooting the joint with PI. You know what I mean? They was filming PI, and I was walking down the avenue with my baby sister, and PI was like, hold on, here go my yo Vague, come here. I'm just like, what happened? He's like, so he's telling them, he's like, yo, listen, you ain't never heard nobody like, you ain't gonna hear no youngin' like him. So they was like, let me hear something. And then when I rhymed, he was like, Dio was like, I need him up at Trackmasters tomorrow.
Wow.
Like, what are you doing tomorrow? I'm like, I'm going to school. Fuck you mean? Like, no, I need you up at Trackmasters tomorrow. You gonna have to take off.
Crazy.
Insanity.
And that's how it transformed.
So that's another. We'll get there real quick. We'll be there in a couple of minutes here. So You know, we had Tragedy on last week, and one of the best stories I've ever been told is about this time when you guys met in the park. You know, the first time you guys met, and something in particular that he gave you. So if you could just give me that little tidbit of story, because it's excellent, bro.
Yeah, I mean, well, when Trash, as I was saying, I'm a kid, and he came to, I mean, it's so crazy. It was like a number one prospect, you know what I mean? And everybody's coming to the park to scout, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it's not basketball. They coming to the park to scout me.
No, understood.
Yeah.
So Trash is like,
Especially Trag, because he had that influence at that time.
yeah, and he's hearing like, yo, this, you know, and you know, when he hears that, you know how when a person from the bridge hear that somebody can reminds them and can go toe to toe with the guy that they revere as the top, as the champion. They like, so when and people telling them, so when they hear the age, they like, it's no fucking way. It's no way.
Can I get the age of both of y'all roughly at that time? You and Traj?
Well, Trash was a grown ass man.
way
Yeah, this
older.
is
Yeah. So we're talking about 1997.
Oh, okay.
1998,
Okay.
like in that area,
Yeah.
97, 98.
So when he's like, yeah, so at this point, my skills is, you know what I mean? Like,
Right, which right now
I'll
you
hone
are
my
about
skill.
15 years old.
yeah, I hone my skills now. Like,
Born in 83, right?
no. See, that's,
Okay.
but
He
yeah.
said, nah.
But no, but I'm just saying, so.
What year was he born?
I hone my,
Fucking 82.
I don't think you want to talk about
Nah,
it.
I just said no. That's
Yeah.
just Wikipedia. That's what they write. So people just always. That's like, you know what I mean.
Okay,
it's
so
like,
all right, so forget about born what year. But
But I'm
in
just saying.
98, you are
I don't
roughly.
think it was. This wasn't '98 though.
Where were we? Well, talk to us.
This is before '98.
when
All
you
right,
met
so
Trash.
where are we?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Where are we?
Yeah, because it was written. You know what I mean? Was
96.
on its way out. So this was like This is like 9/6.
Okay.
Because it was written because this was that summer. This is 9/6.
Yeah.
See, this is what I like to establish.
Yeah, I love
the
this.
timeline.
Yeah, this is
No,
my,
I know,
this is my
that's
favorite
what-
thing.
All right, so
But
9
if you let me cook the
All right,
cook
cool.
the grill,
Yeah, just let him
me-
cook the.
yeah.
Let him
Land
cook
the
the food.
plane.
Yeah,
Land
I
the
mean,
plane.
you ask me a question and then you telling me the answer.
Yo, well done food. We want it cooked.
You know what
well
I mean?
done.
Asking me to cook. So
Keep going.
So the summertime now. So Traj is like, yo. So he said with my people. So my people's like, yo, you know, Traj want, you know what I mean? Gaddafi want, you know, meet you. See what I mean? So he's like, so you know he on his boomerang shit. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I heard Matt. You know what I mean? Niggas saying like, you know what I mean? Like, you could box with God. You know what I mean? Like, he's saying, I was like, that's what he was like. He like, you know how you talk, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, you know what I mean? So he's like, yo, let me hear something. Then he was like, bro. After I ran, he's like, yo, tomorrow, meet me tomorrow, like, just to build, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, boom, we linked the next day. Then we go check Imam Thug. So me, him, Imam, and because we was talking about like how like I was sending everybody in jail of 48 laws of power, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when he seen that I was reading that and we was having intelligent conversation, he was like, yo, I got this book, and he gave me the ISIS papers.
Whoa.
He was like, yo, here go
That's
the
a heavy
ISIS
book.
He was like, yo, let's go to ISIS, because he was seeing my book collection is crazy, you know what I mean? And he was just seeing like damn, like, and that's why he knew. He was like, tries to tell you, he'd be like, nobody his age. He was like, yo, nobody Vague's age could ever fuck with him because he had too much knowledge without even rapping. You know what I mean? Just talking. He was like, nobody could.
What enlightenment was he trying to give you by giving you the ISIS papers? Like, what was he trying to show you?
Just material. You know what I mean? Just more information. Because he know, like, it's just like a QB where it's like, yo, here, put this in your playbook. Like,
Got you.
like he's looking like seeing like, damn, like, because what it was he was just probably so happy that he, you know what I mean, that he can share this moment with a youngin'.
Right.
And have that type of
Oh
combo.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Where it's
Yeah.
like, damn, I could share this with a youngin'. I can't even have, like, he probably, you know what I mean? He can't
He
have
couldn't
that
probably
conversation
share
with
his
like
own peers.
with Nori.
Yeah.
You know
I mean,
what I mean?
we
Like,
talking about Traj, right?
Yeah, we're talking about Charge.
Yeah, because like he was talking about all the books he started reading back.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
it's funny
and
because
other interviews.
I let him get into all of that, and I didn't stop him like I usually do to
Yeah.
say, "Yo, what about the ISIS papers?" So, but knowing you would come on one day, I would ask you, and what the significance of that, because you take this book to school.
yeah, that's what I do. Like,
Yeah,
because-
and the teacher for some reason is like, you know, why are you reading this and not reading the history book?
It's a heavy book.
yeah, because they know,
It's
like,
the truth.
everybody knew that. I mean, even my teachers, they couldn't. I was bigger than school.
Yeah.
Since a kid, like my teacher, Miss Williams, like my first
He
grade
knows
teacher.
all his teachers.
I know all my. I'll tell you all my teachers.
I know
Oh,
this. Yeah, keep
yeah.
going.
But Miss Williams, she was the one that. So Miss Williams was the one that. She was my first grade teacher, and she was the one who told my mother, like, he belonged in another grade.
Advanced
Yeah.
classes or something. Yeah.
Even when I took the test, they was ready to put me in the 6th grade from 1st grade, because while everybody was doing, because they doing adding and subtracting, and I'm doing square root.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what I mean? So school was boring to me. So
It's incredible, bro.
Yeah. So Miss Williams would give me like different curricula. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like here, because at that time it wasn't socially, you know what I mean? It was more about like, well, if we put him in the 6th grade now, then he's gonna be, you know what I mean, with kids that's older.
Way bigger.
Yeah, so they was doing it to like kind of like scare my mother of pursuing putting me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sure.
But she was like pushing for it, like, no, like, so she like, all right, if y'all don't want to advance him, I'm just going to give him different curriculum.
I mean, at that point, to see somebody, I mean, bro, look, to go to be potentially jump from 1 to 6 is like, you know, maybe a child prodigy. You might, you know, discover the cure for cancer.
Yeah,
Like,
for
of course
sure.
your mother was pushing for that. And then the school not pushing for it. Like, I could see that for sure.
Yeah,
Well,
so,
but I could say like shout to Miss Williams, because like she's like that's what a teacher is supposed to do.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She's supposed to push you to the
Nurture,
where
yeah.
you gotta go.
Yeah.
So, when you first started getting offers,
Mm-hmm.
and it was Columbia, Sony, Trackmasters, things like that, your mother had to be in the room. They couldn't deal with you directly because you were still a child,
I'm
basically.
a minor, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. I had to go through court.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean?
I mean, you guys were getting booked for shows on tours. You couldn't even be in the club.
yeah.
because he
I mean,
wasn't
yeah,
of
because
age.
they would have to, you know, like they would have to, you know, make that adjustment of like,
Yeah.
like yo, you know, you in and out. You know what I mean?
So you would come in, you would do your shit, and then you would leave.
Yeah.
All right, so you couldn't hang out in the club.
Because I didn't. I mean, but I was already. It was the crazy part about it. I was already getting in clubs. Me and Gutter was getting in clubs before I even. You know what I mean? Like,
For sure.
Yeah.
like way before like anything. Like me and Gutter be like between like 9 and 14. We done been in clubs that where. You know what I mean? By the time we was able to
it.
go in clubs, we like,
Yeah.
we good, we over it.
Yeah.
Understood. So, I always reference 98, 99. You know what I mean, 99 is when the Into Deep soundtrack came out. So, The Specialist, which was, you know, your like signature record that was on that soundtrack that comes out in 99.
Classic.
That is what, as a fan, is the debut. That's when I first hear Ali Vegas. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's when most people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Like-
what
world.
you're saying is that for 3 years prior to that, you're running around in the circles, making
In
a
the
name
industry.
for yourself in the
Yeah,
industry.
I mean, nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, by the time I got to Trackmasters, I already demolished everybody. So like,
And what way on
Okay,
record
yeah.
or face to face?
Face to
I know you was in ciphers.
Little
I know you
more-
was
little more
bodying
info.
ciphers too.
Little more.
Yes, which I know one particular cipher that.
No, face to face. Everybody,
face-to-face.
nobody, no, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it just, like, so, like, it just looked like, you know what I mean, it was, you know, it was like that. But it just looked like, that's why everybody couldn't understand it, because they just looked like, he just started rapping, they picked him, he went up to Trackmasters, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So that's what it just looks like. But
I get it.
no, the reason why, you know what I mean, the reason why it was so highly respected was because, like, I was Simba. Like, when I walk through the jungle, the gorillas, everybody knows, leave him alone.
So that mystique this is all I'm getting done. That mystique starts around what year then? Prior to
That's prior.
the specials.
Yeah, that's way before then.
Okay, because again, we're going off of what we're in Long Island. We live off of DJ Clue tapes, Cutmaster C, DJ Absolute, all those types of things, right? This is when we first hear you, and inside of whatever we could read, like from a Source magazine or from that, you know, there's this comparison to Nas sounding like Nas. So that it's almost how they pitched it to when we heard it, it was like pre-programmed in us.
Yeah, sure, for sure.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, no, I definitely think that, like, yeah, there was that, like, they planted that seed.
But it was through mixtapes, is what I'm getting at.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like that's definitely how I first heard Ali.
For sure.
Mixtapes, but like they planted that seed.
Like
that,
this was the second coming.
It's like a
Because it was more than because the reason why it was so dangerous, because it wasn't just what it was the wording. The wording wasn't that he sound like Nas, he reminds us of Nas. So
Correct.
that's different than
That is true.
No, I'm saying that's different because you have people that
that's true.
sound like people, like sound like Jay-Z, sound like Nas, but
Yeah.
it's like no, like lyrical presence is
correct. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The wording used the cadence.
Yeah,
type
because
of
it was
thing
like
on
they
the mic.
can't.
Yes,
But that was only because we knew the same people.
I get it.
You know what I mean? Like,
I get it.
so that's what it was. It was like, oh shit, like he's, you know what I mean? Like they looking like, oh. So when people get like, so it was two things. It was like me handling my own business, you know what I mean? And then it's like all the gangsters that they respect is calling and being like,
And co-signing.
like, oh yeah, let that walk through.
Got you.
So it's like,
Yeah.
like, no, that's let that walk through. So that's what it was more. That's where that whole mystique was, because it's just like, hold up, how is this? How is he so? How is he so feared, respected, and revered and loved?
Garnering so much.
We just hearing of him.
Yes.
That's what it was. It was just like when was he outside to, you know what I mean? When was he outside to collect these?
I'll tell you when you were outside when you were 7 years old.
No, I know what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, to the people, they was like, where was he outside to collect these medals? You know what I mean? That everybody's giving them.
So there's so many different stories. Again, I know a lot of them because we're
wanna play
around
a couple
Vegas for
joints
years.
and then
I'd like to
come
play some joints. Do
Yeah.
you have anything you want to touch on before we get to some music?
No, I like how everything's going. You guys are talking very good.
Yeah.
You know, as much as I know about Ali.
Yeah, but that's, you know,
Yeah, we're gonna get
Good,
to
bro,
that though.
but
Yeah.
You're doing
DCM Live TV.
But
we on
yeah.
Oh, we're gonna
Twitch
do it
right
like
now,
this.
sponsored by Ewing
You gotta
Athletics.
do it like this. We on Twitch, DCM Live TV right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Do remember.
All right,
You know what I mean?
We'll get into some music. Come back.
All right, let me roll a blunt.
I'm gonna play some Ali Vegas joints.
Please,
Let's do it.
let's do this. Yeah. Lost in Hip Hop, we back. DJ Concept, Mickey Knox, Mr. Menza. We got Ali Vegas in the spot.
Word.
Yeah.
Ali Vegas, of course.
It's crazy, man.
I played a lot of selections you did over the last 5-6 years or so.
Love those.
And 3 of the joints were joints you did with DJ Super Dave last year.
Shout
which
to
were
Dave.
Fire.
Yeah, I mean, I keep my resume, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, I keep my resume updated.
Yeah.
I mean, you
know.
put Dave the Maniac with Ali Vegas, of course.
So that's, you know, like, that's what it's about. You gotta have an updated resume, and every year my resume is updated.
Yeah, you just
Wonderful.
keep getting better and better. Like you've always been so dope, but like your knack for putting hooks and choruses together, and the way that you melodically put what you're about to
100%.
say with the beat is incredible, and so quick too, like one after another.
Well, I was telling Vegas just now when we were sitting here. I was like, one night I was playing beats in here. We were chilling or whatever, and every beat I played, he rapped a chorus in my ear, straight off the top.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
How does it? 'Cause you've done that many times. I've seen Vegas just do that out of nowhere. I'm sorry. How does that just come to you, bro? How do you come up with that? How do you just hooks? You're like an alien.
Yeah, I mean,
It is alien-like.
Yeah.
That's my mother always called me that. She called me an alien. She always like, yo. But it's like, it's just when it's like when the music just comes on, it's like I just start building it. I know who, it's like knowing who's supposed to be where. You know what I mean? I know
Very good with that as well.
Like I know who's supposed to be. I'm like, okay, this person to be here. I know where to meet them at. You know what I mean? Because I'm a fan of music. So like, I listen to everybody. You know what I mean? I listen to everybody.
Yeah.
So when I'm in the studio with them, I know how. Because I do that with me. I know how I as a fan want to hear them.
Yeah.
So I know as a fan how I want to hear myself.
Right.
This is what, you know what I mean? So this is what keeps me, you know what I mean? So now, when I'm in here with Petey, I know how I want to hear Petey.
Yeah.
And I know how to get Petey to that point.
Right. I mean, the day we was in here with Noid, and you laid that hook for Noid. You had him high.
Yeah, because I know, it's like, he always called me the artist whisperer. It's like,
yeah. What?
Yeah,
It's a
the
fact.
the rapper whisperer. No,
Yeah.
for sure.
it's like, because it's like, I know.
I've seen so many times where, with somebody that we would call a classic MC, a legend, somebody who's just, stands on their own, be nervous in a sense when you're not in the room. When
Yes.
they're like so used to having you
Yes.
there as lack of a better word, a crutch in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
That is like where when you're under the gun and the time is ticking and you're in a
Like a
lab
safety.
and you're paying for studio hours
Sure.
and something has to get done. Vague is that the closer.
Yeah.
He's like
Mariano
Mariano Rivera.
He's the
He comes,
Yeah.
cleanup
Cleanup
hitter.
man.
He's the closer.
Mr.
He comes
Wolf.
in.
Yeah.
He's the fourth quarter guy. We always say that. Bro.
Yeah,
Give it
because
to
I
Vague
know-
in the
Love
fourth quarter. you know?
Love that.
Because I know, like I know what artists are afraid to say.
Yeah.
So like when we was in there the first time when Noid was in, you know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
I know what he's feeling inside of the booth. So that's why I was like, yo, look, this is what needs to happen outside the booth for him to finish inside the booth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I
Sure.
know how, you know what I mean? I know how what an artist is thinking. You know,
Yeah.
like artists don't like people talking while they're recording
Yeah.
just because they feel like
Sure.
oh damn, if this can't captivate the people in the
here,
room,
yeah.
then not knowing that people outside the room they just letting you do your thing. They not listening to what you're doing until it start being played.
There are a lot of
That's
in-studio
that's
dynamics that go on that Vague in many years that he's been that consultant in that
Yeah.
sense. So where like he's in the room, he's like, all right, let it go
For
like
sure.
that. And you've been a huge help for us for many years, DCM. I don't know if we would be where we're at to this day without you.
Nah, for
know,
sure.
and
But
honestly.
y'all my guys.
But I love the fact that that's what he's saying. He's like he knows what they want.
Yeah.
And like he's trying to make them
Look, even
more
the beat that's
comfortable.
playing in the background
Yeah.
right now, which is the Then Get Money joint with,
Yeah.
with the Lost Boys, like me and Vague were in
Yeah.
the lab prior to them getting in that day, and
That was gonna be
formulated-
for Noid.
it was supposed to
Yeah.
be right.
Yeah, and it was like, and when I was like, it's like, hold on, you like that for the Lost Boys? And I was like, not just the Lost Boys. I'm like,
That's
that's,
for Spig.
I want that for Spig Nice. And everybody looked like we have four, like I have four heads.
Yo, bro, I can't.
I was like,
telling you.
he's like, you want that for Spig Nice? I was like, yeah, that's gonna be Spig joint.
Yeah.
bro.
And
God is my witness. It's exactly how it went down. You know what's
Yeah.
so crazy about this record in particular? And if we break again, we should play it, right?
Yeah.
But is the fact that as a Lost Boys collective, we're hearing Spig rap on the record. The song and the video did
Very good.
I mean, extremely well in comparison to anything that was released in years prior. And that magic, even though, you know, and we can admit that the record is basic in the sense of it's not so lyrical, right?
Okay.
But it's a Lost Boyz record, bro. And it really took off. And you and I, you know, helped make that magic happen. So, you know, over the years and then hopefully, you know, through the future, it's like when we know that we need an underground hit, a classic, a boom bap, a rap classic, Vegas who we call every single time, bro.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna. It's not just boom bap because you've been writing for R&B too.
Oh yeah, they call me. I mean, we
got to talk about that.
Oh yeah, you know, like.
Well, I was gonna let Mickey.
Yeah, shout out to you know.
See how I laid it up.
No, it was a great.
Nah, you know what I mean? Like, nah, that's what happens. We, you know, we don't just do, you know, like, you know, hip hop and stuff like that. Like, people always come to me for, you know what I mean, for my pen.
It's been many years.
Many years, you
And,
know.
And even talking about just R&B, like I'm talking about like just writing for other people.
Yeah, we
should talk about that.
We see we've tried to, but we'll never get them.
We can't say names, but you have ghostwritten.
Of course, like, you know, but it's like,
When you were first approached for that by a major label, what was that like?
it's what happens is they see, because what it is that everybody leaves the studio, you know, like the ones that's not intimidated, they leave the studio like saying, like, no, that's the guy, like, you know, like he's
So they know.
yeah, because it's like if you want to get right, go see him,
Right.
you know, because everybody knows, like with Trackmasters, that was it. Me and Polk would be in there, and whoever would come need a record, whether it was R&B, rap, whatever, because it was like they get it so quick.
Yeah.
And I make it so easy for them. I don't make it intimidating. You know what I mean? I make it to where it's like, okay, because I always just think of sports. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I make it like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna run a few slants real quick just so the quarterback gets comfortable.
Right.
And then we'll start airing it out once they get their confidence up. So that's how I work. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was like with artists, I would just show them the way, like, yo, here, because I would always tell them, like, what artists used to love when I write for them is because I would tell them, like, the goal is not for me to keep writing for you.
Right.
The goal is for you to have the confidence to, you know what I mean?
That's dope.
To keep writing, to write for yourself.
Right.
So that's why I'll be like, yo, look, like, we're gonna write together. I'm a, you know what I mean? I'm gonna write it for you, but you watch my formula so that way you can take it and go, like, you know what I mean? Because the music means more to me than the money.
Understood.
So that's what I'm saying. If
that's great.
Yeah, because I want you to keep. So, and I would know, like I would know how a person is supposed to sound. You know what I mean? And know where's their comfort zone at. And then I would take them to their comfort zone and then take them out of their comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's how it is. Like, so now we just like, you know, me, and shout out to Drea Thornton. Like, we write everything now. We got country music.
Wow.
We got country hits that's coming.
Bro, I know you can do it.
But when you saying you got country, have you listened to country before?
Yeah.
Who do you listen to?
I mean, the man says he loves music.
Or is it that when you say country, like it's you and Drea actually performing a country style, or are you using AI, or are you using
No,
other
it's me,
writers?
right? I love
you.
Yeah, like, remember, like shout out to Godard, like Universal. You know what I mean? Like, I would submit records for Nelly. You know what I mean? Like, because like that's what I'm saying. Like, I listen to everything. So like I write. I've written. I write.
Nelly the rapper, Nelly Furtado.
No, Nelly the rapper.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, like, because it was like, you know what I mean? This is when he had Country Grammar.
Yes.
So we would submit songs because it was like, yo, here, you know what I mean? Like, we wrote, I mean, like country stuff like that, where it was just, it was for everybody, like reggae hits, like I write, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
So it was like, it's nothing I can't.
Okay.
Right.
Now I know you don't want to name names, but this is like an open secret. Everybody knows this one. When Kobe Bryant
Yeah.
time to come his album, you had a hand in that.
Yeah, because Trackmasters, like again, I'm the baby genius.
Right.
So, like, yo, Cole, you need to, you know what I mean, get with, because it was like, it was perfect because it was like, okay, they can have conversations that will bring the greatness out of him, because, like, if he's in there with, like, you know, like, with somebody that can't go where he go, it's, you know what I mean, it's hard for him to. So it's like when we talking about Italy, we talking about, like, you know what I mean. So when you have somebody that can talk, well, we can go back and talk about, you know, like cigars collections and wine, like, you know what I mean, and then,
which is incredible. I mean, it really is. And that was such a genius move on their part to have you be the one for that.
Yeah, because they know, like,
see, like, to me, right, you have so many of these stories into where you have touched such, I mean, pause, but, like, you know, you've been around such great people, names that are just revered in history.
Name after name.
Name after name. I mean, like, between.
No, you're not name names.
Oh,
like,
I'm
meaning
saying, like,
name after.
yeah,
name.
No, I'm just saying.
But there are, like, certain stories of, let's just say, was it John Singletary? What's his name?
John
Singleton.
Singleton.
John Singleton and Denzel Washington.
Yeah, all of those are,
Yeah,
you know.
having this, like, little, like, spat, like, on who's gonna have.
Well, no, it was crazy. It was him. And it was Singleton and Spike Lee was saying, you know, like, yo, Veg, if you get LO to come here, I'll shoot your video. If he come to LA, I'm gonna shoot the video. You know,
LO being Lamar Odom.
yeah. So it was like, so this was like, you know, like, that's what it was. That's what it was about.
Things like that, or like just on a regular day having to shoot around that Phil Jackson is
Yeah,
a part of.
you
You
just-
know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
things
you
like
just-
that. It's just incredible times in your life that you've been around. Just such greatness.
Yeah, and you know, and it's like, and I have always had, you know, my right hand gutter with me.
Yeah.
You know,
Shout the gutter.
because it's like you don't, you know, it's like I'm like me. I like memories is what make things last. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of people like to go experience it and come back and tell everybody about it versus experiencing it with the people that you're gonna talk about it with. You know what I'm saying? So
Agreed.
so it's like those type of things that's what it was about. So like when I performed at Jimmy's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like my cousins, like I had all of them with me. You know what I mean? They all came out.
R.I.P. to Jimmy's.
Yeah, so they all came out. Boom. So we eating, everybody's eating, and they got drinks and everything. You know what I mean? It's like, oh shoot. So the bill is crazy.
Yeah, and here's
hold on.
here-
I've heard this. I've
Yeah,
heard this story
so-
before. Yeah, yeah.
right, but
So-
here's the thing: people don't know performing at Jimmy's was
It was it.
it was it.
Cuban, cause
Like
Cuban
you got-
Link.
in New York, you made
And
it.
I was like, damn. I was like, man, Cuban Links was there. Yeah, shout out to Cuban. They was doing it, and Cam was performing too. And we in the Bronx, and
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like, and Absolute DJ Absolute was like, he's like, yo, we the Bronx, and it's crazy, and it's Spanish heavy, and
Heavy.
and he's and Absolute
Puerto Rican Dominican.
Absolute is like, there's no way, Veg, we could do Queens Got Shit on Lock. I was like, yo, we doing Queens Got Shit on Lock.
That's
I
hilarious.
bet you.
Yeah.
He was like, it's no way it's gonna work.
Nervous.
I said, look, this is what you're gonna do. This is what you're gonna do. And this is why people understand the greatness of it, where it's like, I know what sounds great and what's gonna make people. So I say, oh, look, I'm gonna do Queens Got Shit on Lock. We're gonna start it off like that. They gonna start complaining. Once they complain, I'll get through that part. But when the time for the verses to drop, take Juicy and put Juicy under my vocals when I start rhyming. He like, so he's doing it in his ear while I'm, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so the joint come on, Queens Got Shit on Lock, and they like, the chicks was like, fuck out of here. So I was like, so I was like, hold on. How y'all getting mad at me? That's one of y'all saying that. I was like, that's somebody from the Bronx saying that. So why y'all get mad at me?
Whoa, because that's Peter Gunn.
Yes, I'm like, that's not me. So when I said that to them, it's like, oh shit. So they started letting it rock. And then when the verses came in, I told them drop Juicy, and it was like, doom, 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 doom. And I'm like, I'm from Jamaica, Queens, where they beat you up and I just like, doom, 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 doom. And Absolute is looking at me like,
that's crazy.
And I look back at him like, yeah, if I tell you, I told you, full of truck.
I told you.
Like, you know what I mean? And so then after that, like I said, everybody went back to the restaurant party, and you know what I mean? It was crazy. The bill came, my cousin, everybody having fun, and they like, so the bill was like, whew, that shit is like $4,000, right? So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, you know what I mean? I knew the label would take care of it anyway, you know what I mean? Because whatever. But so it was like, yo, the bill, whatever, like, yo, calling them over, like, all right, cool, here, come get the card, we going. And he was like, nah, it's already taken care of. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, nah, Mr. Jeter took care of it.
Mr. Jeter.
Mr. Jeter, bro.
Yeah, took care of it.
Incredible story. What a story.
Yeah.
Crazy.
This is my favorite part about the show is these stories that we get that like, nobody gets these stories unless you're chilling right here with the guy.
Real quick, I just want to real quick, being that you worked so closely with Tone and Poke back then, and I don't know if people really know, but Tone was known as Red Hot Lover Tone.
Red Hot Lover Tone.
Did he ever rap with you or want you to try to get back into rapping with you?
No,
and
you know,
stuff?
it was so crazy when I went because when I got my deal.
Really?
So when I first of all, the way I got my deal, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so crazy because I never had to send a demo in.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
This is why everybody always be like, it was handed to him.
Yeah, planted.
Yeah, because I never had to send a demo in. I got my joint live, like,
Right.
where, like I said, Dio was like, yo, tomorrow, whatever, we going up to the spot. We go up to the spot, we in Trackmasters. So now Poker's in there. Esco is sitting where Concept was sitting. And then,
Right here.
yeah, he's sitting right there, right next, like, I'm right here.
Wow.
Kid Capri is dropping off the beat. You know what I mean? Horse is right here with me. So, and then everybody else is just, you know what I mean? Everybody's running through the building. And so Poker's like, so Dio was like, yo, the kid is, so he like, word? So now I'm coming from a block where it's like cypher.
Yeah.
So Kid Capri got the beat on, so Poker's like, fuck it, rhyme over the beat. So I'm like, all right. So I tell Horse to set it. I'm like, yo, set it. You know what I mean? Horse like, nah, this your time. Get right. Then I just started getting crazy. He was like,
Wow.
Poke said, hold on, I gotta get Tone, because they were saying like Tone is the harder critic.
Yeah,
Because he's
a
a rapper. Yeah. So I was like, all right, whatever. So
Wow.
So then when he got in there, I'm just freestyling the whole time. You know what I mean? And then when I told him, like, I referenced Red Hot Lover, you know what I mean? And he was like, yo, this kid is, he was like, that's it. Draw the contracts up tonight. Call his mother. I didn't leave the city for 3 days.
Call moms.
So that particular time, as you're saying that, you know, Nas was there, Horse was there.
Yeah.
This was a unveiling time. This wasn't the time with the comment that like threw things off in a sense. This was an unveiling and everything was great. We wasn't, you know what I mean? We went to Funk Flex the same night. Gotcha.
Wow.
Me and Esco went to Funk Flex the same night.
What, can we find that?
And
somewhere?
That's when Esco was like, yo, I'm up here. I got my baby brother Ali Vegas up here, the next assassin. Like,
Bro, I swear to God, like, I know it's out there.
Oh yeah, I gotta look for it on
We're gonna
YouTube.
find
Yeah,
it.
we'll find
Yeah.
it.
yeah. So you know what I mean? Like, we was moving around. Like, Hate Me Now video shoot. It's crazy because we laughing, like, because we all laughing because, like, they like, yo, this our baby brother. And chicks is like, oh my God, I can see it. And we not even brothers.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was just like, so we just laughing.
That's
and
hilarious.
But like, it was always like that. But it was just that, like I said, it was just that, you know, like, and I mean, I get it. You know, it's like, I get it when you are not at when you are not at your apex,
Yeah.
and you see you a hybrid of you that can do stuff that you can't do.
Yeah.
That's just not in your, you know what I mean? That's just not in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, where it's like, so then that's why, like, because when I did, like, that's why I was like, but I made him push himself. Because, see, I had What Kind of Hoes You Like, right? This record, What Kind of Hoes You Like. And it was like, he couldn't ever make that record. But then he did Shorty Say What's Your Price. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it pushed him to,
Yeah.
because he's like, hold on, this is this hybrid of me, where it's like, yeah, like, okay, like, I'm showing you what you can do too.
Right.
If I can do it, you can do it too.
Right.
So that's like, so when What Kind of Hoes You Like was getting so much traction, because everybody was like, yo, this record we gonna get right. And then that's when he did Shorty Say What's Your Price with Genuine, you know what I mean?
Interesting.
Got you.
And it was like, that's why I was like, nah, you don't, and I always told him, like, don't put yourself in a box.
Really interesting.
Show them your greatness.
So around the time when because one of the, you know, some of my most favorite joints were like the stuff that you do with Half a Mil, right?
Yeah.
Like, just break down the lineage of how, because Half a Mil was on the Firm album, so there was a connection there, right?
Yeah, so Half was like my man Dio knows, like he knew, like my manager Dio knew Half, you know what I mean? So he's like, we went to a session. Now when we go to the session, it's crazy because now, like, you know, so Dio know the business. So he's like, all right, Trackmasters going crazy, but he's like, we gonna go over here and see what's what. So we go see Joe and them, you know what I mean? We go see Fat Joe and them. So, cause Pun want me on it, he want me on TS.
Ooh.
You know,
I never heard that before.
Yeah, I didn't
Joe
know
want-
that.
but Joe is loyal to Esco, so
Understood.
it can't, you know, it can't happen. So, you know, like, but me and Pun always would just, we would always talk about that because, like, when, like, sidebar to that, remember when him, Uncle Hev, and A-Ball had
Yeah.
the group, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? They had the song together.
Yeah.
So we was on the video shoot, and we
Heavyweights.
we going back and forth. Like, Pun is like, yo, man, I wanted you on TS so bad, big. Like, I'm like, I know, but so boom. So now,
Yeah, no.
yeah, so after we leave them downstairs, Half a Mil is downstairs. So D.O. like, yo, you mind going to check my man Half? I was like, nah, let's go. We out here. So we go, Half like, yo, Veg, you know what I mean? Like, yo, D.O. like, yo, this Holly Vegas, da 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 da. He's like, Half like, yeah, I've been hearing, you know what I mean? So he like, I'm like, yo, what you working on? He's like, I'm working on this. What you want to do? I'm like, oh, let's get it. And I went in there, boom, on, and then he started. So then me and Half just became like that because it was like, it was simple mathematics, you know?
Yeah.
So then that's how we started. Same thing I told Nate, you know what I mean? It was like, yo, look, like, how Gambino, how this shit work, if y'all really gonna do this, like, they start their own families.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They branch up and start families and make the family stronger. So that's what I was telling Nate, like, start your own family. Like, don't always depend on the family because you got to make your bones too. So Half understood that. And then that's when we was doing, you know, the Black Sopranos. You know what I mean?
So dope.
We, you know what I'm saying? Like, the
Original, right?
yeah, we the original
song.
We the
It's
original
called
Black
Black
Soprano
Soprano.
family.
Yeah.
Like, we the original. I mean, like, nothing against the guys.
For sure.
Yeah.
Shout out to the guys, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
for
but it was
sure.
an actual song on plenty of mixtapes.
But we the
And there was also a joint called Italian Guitars,
Italian guitars,
Which-
which is Tough Guys.
which is Tough Guys.
Yeah.
So there was like a couple, you know, it was those two different names for that, but then also the Black Sopranos, and it was a firm sounding
Yeah, because
style
we
type
was
of thing.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, look, this is what we doing.
Yeah.
We starting to.
Rest in peace to Half a Mil. One of the like he's such an unsung hero. Like, he doesn't get the credit for because it was such a short period of time. But when you really break down his style, he's I give him credit for some of the original left field flows.
No,
Like-
no.
Like
if you
that
want
off the bar.
That-
if you
right.
wanted to
back
be,
on.
if you wanted, if you want the most evidence, you don't have to look no further than the Firm album. You know what I'm saying?
Interlude and all that. Yeah.
Like who you think? 200 Fallen Angels. We balling from every angle. Better make things. Panamanians thing.
For sure. Absolutely.
Who you think? That's 500,000's influence on A. You know what I mean? Like he's working out.
Oh, you're saying that when A broke that down, it had a half type of influence.
That's his.
To it.
Yeah, it's his. You can hear the influence. That's all.
Bro,
but that's what I'm saying. You can hear the influence. Like, so you know what I mean? Like it's.
500,000 to me.
Ain't haven't rhymed like that since.
Right.
Started. I can't say started because there was others, but it brought to light a left field flow. Like not necessarily rhyming so on beat and just spitting.
Yeah.
It really
But
did.
he didn't. But the thing about it was he didn't care.
Right.
He just loved music.
Right.
That's what I can tell you about him.
I get it. Right.
He loved music.
And
like,
he was real, so he had real stories.
yeah, like
He
we
could
was,
really,
you know, like
Yeah.
we was performing at Yale and Harvard. Like we performing at these, you know what I mean? Like, and he's bringing me. This is why I show love, because love was shown to me. Like between, you know what I mean? Like,
No doubt.
like he brought me anywhere he was at. It was never no ego.
Right.
It was, yo, I'm doing this, come out. Yo, I'm doing this, come out. We gonna rock.
I remember there was a behind the scenes video of you guys in the studio somewhere. Nate was there too.
Yeah, we all, yeah.
And they were building on the sipping on some scissor joint and all that. Those are the early internet days. So let's just talk about generation gap real quick. You know, in the expectations that was. You had told me at one point that, you know, there was supposed to be certain features or a certain record that was supposed to have happened.
Oh, Generation Gap, the record.
The
It's
record.
no- yeah,
Generation
it's no,
Gap, the
yeah.
record.
We don't have to
Right.
be. Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't have to sugarcoat it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was.
You, Ali Vegas, Rakim, and Nas.
Yeah,
That was a
that would have
record
been
in the making.
That would have been the greatest record ever
Ever.
made in
Ever.
hip hop.
Called Generation Gap on the album.
That would have been the
Generation
greatest record
Yeah.
ever made in hip
And
hop.
LES would have produced that one.
LES was producing it.
Crazy.
LES was
Gap. I
producing
don't know
it.
if it's the tequila.
Like-
I'm sweating balls in here.
But yeah, it
bro.
was the greatest record that would have been made.
Yeah.
Nobody, because it was perfect. You know what I mean? The 3 generations.
So just to fast
It was
forward
like
a little bit.
LeBron, Kobe, and Michael Jordan on the
Yeah.
record.
No, for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, would have loved to hear it.
Yeah.
After the Trackmasters thing, Tommy Mottola signed you.
Yeah, of course. Like,
He said, "Yeah, of course."
no, because it's like, you know, like you don't.
You got the helicopter on the yacht treatment.
Yeah, because you get signed. Like you sign your top free agent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't. You like. Tommy ain't even want me to hit the free agent market, but it was just that my loyalty was, if Trackmasters got to get out the building, I'm leaving too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna stay. I'm not staying behind and watch them pack their shit.
Yeah.
Understood.
So it was like, I'm leaving with them.
You're
And
loyal
then-
like that.
Yeah, and that's what made Tommy respect it even more. So that's why he was like, that's why when he did sign me, he gave me a clause of like, if at any time I had to put my energy in something else, I will not just let you walk, I will pay you to walk when you walk. And then
Gotcha.
once Lindsay Lohan came over there,
Yeah.
he's like, yo, my attention is gonna be here. You tell me what you wanna do. I'm gonna put this person in charge. If you wanna stay, cool. But if you wanna leave, because this, then
Right. And that and you got the Ryan Leslie record at that time.
yeah,
Yeah. got
I feel
that
like
one,
a
yeah.
king.
Yeah.
This is before Ryan Leslie.
Before he was big.
Yeah, before he was big.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like a king, Ryan Leslie.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I've done some things.
Bro,
I mean, a few things.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
and
like,
there's so many more. Like, bro, it's like sometimes we call him like the Forrest Gump
Yeah.
of hip. Like, it's like he's been in and around situations that are just like you know,
Yeah,
been
he's-
history changing. So you eventually linked up with DJ Premier. You did do a record.
yeah.
How did that come about?
My guy, Mike Brinkley.
Shout out to Mike Brinks. One of the best one of the guys that I look up
Yeah,
to. Put
and
it
he's
that way.
still, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and it's crazy because like And it's so like people always be like, damn, Vic, like I never use my cards. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like I'll be sitting there, I got high cards. You know what I mean? I could be like, I could play this ace, but for me, I always got it has to make sense. But yeah, so Brinks was like, yo, we gonna do the premiere record. I'm like, all right, bet. Boom. Premiere send the joint, and if you know what I mean, if you know Premiere, when he send you a record, it's like you like your first reaction is like, this is a Premiere record?
Right.
There's no way. No way he's sending me this.
Right.
Because he just sends you
Raw.
the bass line.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he just sends you the
Got
bass
you.
line. Like,
It's not filled. There's
nothing.
Not
It's
too
just
much to it.
boom, 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 boom. That's what he sends.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Then you're like, but me, who I am, it worked because I built.
Visionary.
Yeah, so I built it already. I built off of the boom, boom, because I could already hear it finished. So then when he got it back, he was like, oh shit, he already did my work for me. So then he started doing what he do to it, and then sent it back. It sent like a whole new record.
So,
Oh, yeah.
just to break
That's
this
a
down,
producer
because
right
this
there.
is something that I've never asked them, but you know, Every Day is War is the name of the record.
Mm-hmm.
You go back and forth from these, both your voice and then a voice of a youngin'. Did you ever get any pushback based on the idea that it was similar to like the Jay-Z
No.
record with the OG and the youngin' with Bleak type of thing?
No, because it was more of the Biggie. It would be more of the Biggie record when he's doing "Give Me the Loot."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So nobody would compare a record where, you know what I mean, you're taking on characters versus a record where it's somebody around. No, I never got no pushback. for it.
So, and the interesting part about it just is that you went there with a premiere record, where most rappers that get a premiere beat would do the general, I'm the illest, I'm dope, like type of shit, where you actually made it into a record with characters on
Concept
it.
record.
Yeah, because everybody already know that I'm the dopest, so I don't have to prove that on a record. I prove it by doing stuff that they don't do. You know what I mean? Like,
And this is true, bro.
yeah, like they not like. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not. Like you gotta understand. Like I said, they're comparing me to ghosts, pretty much. You know what I
No, I
mean?
get
Like
it.
they're not. So it's like I'm not doing the regular like you know when you in it like I said when you like Pat Mahomes don't give a fuck about what Josh Allen and them doing. He only cares about Tom Brady and Joe Montana.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like
For sure.
LeBron only give a fuck about Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan.
I get it.
So when they comparing me, you know what I mean? And when there's only two names mentioned, when there's there's Nas and Jay-Z, when they're talking about me, it's like I can't worry about, you know what I mean, what anybody else is doing, because
I get it.
they're not being talked about.
I get it.
So
And I'm sure the I'm not gonna say pressure, but just the amount of comparison at some point did it ever lead to like some kind of pressure at any point? Like
No
not
pressure when you know you great.
yeah.
There's no pressure. There's just
That's a fact.
doing what you regularly do. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
No,
so
I understand.
so when you prep, there's no pressure. You know what I'm saying? Because the pressure is on everybody else to get you. You know what I mean? The pressure isn't on you. You know what I mean?
And we've talked about like certain instances where it's like it seems as if when you announce a drop or when you're coming, like a lot of other greats come at the same time.
I had to show you that. You know what I
And
mean?
prove
Because
it to me.
yeah, no, that's what I'm
Which
saying.
was like a theory that I'm like, wait a minute,
There's
like,
no
could
way
this
because
really be?
because
it
at first
happened
it
time
hits
after
you.
time.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
at first it hits you and you be like, nah,
Like,
it's
come
no
on,
way.
yeah,
He's
like-
he's not even thinking about that guy. Like, and it's like, watch, I'm gonna show you.
Yeah,
Because
and you did, bro.
Yeah, because it's the highway effect. Nobody speeds up until you put your signal on.
Right.
Once you put your signal on, then everybody speeds up.
That's
If
hilarious.
you take your signal off,
I never heard.
everybody falls back and they'll let
hilarious.
you in.
I never heard that, but I
It's a good
love it.
one. No,
But
it's
that's
a good
what
one. That's a
happened.
specialist.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That's what he does.
So that's my.
What he's got,
Speaking of specialists, you have a podcast, a show you started.
Oh,
The Specialist.
yeah,
He did?
yeah.
He did, and it grew in popularity. And there's rumors that there could be a second season
Rumors.
Yeah. Yeah, we work. I mean, we working out the contract extension. You know what I mean?
But for now, you know, please go listen to the first season because, it's
Watch
good
the first season.
material.
Watch it, yeah.
Yes, it
Oh,
is on
good
YouTube.
material.
Yeah, no,
Ali
we.
Vegas TV.
Yeah, we gonna bring it back.
Dope.
We gonna bring it back.
We are lost in hip hop right now. DJ Mickey Knox.
yeah,
DJ
we had
Concept.
a lot of good convo right now. That was
Oh,
really
absolutely.
good. Real
I mean,
deep.
look, I could
Real
we could
deep.
keep going
For sure. I'm not done. I'm
Are you gonna play more music? Or
Nah, let's keep talking. We
Okay.
got it moving, you know?
Can I ask a
Yeah,
question?
go for it,
Yeah.
man.
It's really taking it back though a little bit. So like, we talked about like the early, like you were 6, 7 rapping, but we never really talked about like your first album and when you like dropped that and like how that came about. So like, talk about your first album.
Man,
a
the
little bit.
generation gap was like, man, you gotta understand.
Can I touch on that real quick?
Good.
Did Napster and the internet affect generation gap at all?
No. Napster made me,
Famous.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Like-
Internet, yeah.
the internet. Like, I always loved. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
always embraced everything. I let the universe do what it's gonna do. I let things land where they gonna land. So the way the album was like, it was just because I'm around. What made it so easy was that I'm raw. You know what I mean? Just raw talent. But because of Esco, everybody around knows what to do with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so D.O. is like, you know what? He already knows because Trackmasters already know. They gave Biggie his first joint,
Yeah.
Juicy. You know what I mean? Oh, AZ, Sugar Hill. Like, this is what they do. So we did, boom, Narcotics, where we at Eddie F house. You know what I mean? Yeah, we at Eddie F. That's my guy. Shout out
When
to-
you make that sound, what does that mean to you?
Eddie F was
Yeah.
he has that record, Let's Get It On with Big. You've heard that song, man. Eddie
Oh,
F.
Let's
and
Get
the
It
Ma-
On?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Eddie F. So,
So
we playing the joint. So we got records. So we playing the record, and Dio's like, yo, that rhyme you had, boom, play this. Let me hear that rhyme. So, which is crazy. So this, I'm gonna bring you how Narcotics got made the first day. How we, you know what I mean, how we recorded Narcotics. So, boom, earlier that day. Oh, my peoples, we in high school, right? So we in high school. So shout out to my peoples, we in there. So I'm in high school with Papoose cousins. Pap is my guy, you know what I mean? Like I'm in there with his cousins. So
Yeah.
you know how I go, shit talking. Pap is with Mink fam. She rapping them at the time. You know what I mean? So
Wow, what year is this though?
Got to be like 97, 98.
yeah, about like around
And
there.
you knew who Pat was at the time.
Pap was just starting a circuit. He was
he was with them.
Vinyl. He was
with-
with. You know who he was with? Next Level. DR. Period.
Yeah, he was with, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so we rocking. So Pap, he come to the school. Know what I mean? So my man Joe like, yo, call me up. I'm in class. So now in class I'm writing. I got like the first verse to Narcotics, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm writing the first verse to Narcotics. So I'm just chilling. So then I get outside, and they like, yo, it's on, you know what I mean? So his cousin, my man, they in there, they like, yo. So Pap start rhyming. Now we got the whole school is, you know what I mean? So boom, we rhyming, we going back and forth, you know what I mean? So I'm freestyling. I never go into my book, you know what I mean? So I'm freestyling, and it's like, and he rhyming, you know what I mean? And we like, and we going toe to toe, right? So it was a nice fight, like boom. So he did the alphabet rhyme that he got, you know, that alphabet
Yeah.
rhyme.
Oh, yeah.
Alphabetical slaughter.
Yeah,
yeah.
so he did that joint, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it was like, that shit was like when George Foreman hit Muhammad Ali. Like,
Yeah, no, it was amazing.
yeah, like, so that shit hit me. Know what I'm saying? When it hit me, my man Joe looked at me, was like, he's like, you gonna have to go into the book. So I had narcotics. Yeah, so
Got you.
I had narcotics. So I was just like, that was cool. You know what I mean? I was like, I calmed everybody down. I was like, y'all know me. I'm worth more OT. I was kept low key till I made your wife OD. Me and your daughters dying tonight. So I'm saying the whole joint. I'm like, who am I? And it was like narcotics. And everybody was like, oh shit. And that was it.
Dope.
It was like, Pap looked like,
That's a great story.
You know
bro.
what's-
and that's my guy.
Just being a geek, he's talking about the record Alphabetical Slaughter in the 90s. That record did not get famous till K-Slay put it on his album in 2001.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That record was
that's-
out in
Yeah,
'98
because
on
he had.
vinyl.
Yeah, because
So-
Facts.
like it was like that. It was like that. It was like when Eminem. I was like, I gave my man like everybody's like, yo, Veg, you did, because I won most of the rounds.
Yeah.
With freestyles, and then when he went to the heavyweight joint, and I went to, you know what I mean? It was like boom. I went up like so. But my man Joe was like, yo, you killed it, and I was like. It felt like that. Eminem joint was like, yeah, but that Leave It a Beaver line almost killed me.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So
See,
like,
that's a story that I never heard.
no, because this is why. What I'm trying to tell you is this is why we have authentic stories. This is why artists love me. You know what I mean? This is
Right.
why when E. Sermon mentioned my name, Memphis Bleak can't hold a smile back, because it's like the memory pops in their
It's
head
a
of
fact,
like,
bro.
damn. I remember when me Vague was on the road, and then like they just remember the genuineness of like, damn, that's my guy.
So
You know?
that time frame, bro, you made an impact without a doubt. From every mixtape to every
Right.
article and all you were known as the next up.
Okay, so can you explain for us the infamous Blaze battle?
Oh yeah. So what happened with that was simple. So now when we supposed to go when we battle and when we supposed to battle before anything, we supposed to battle for expeditions. So the winner's supposed to get an expedition.
Cars.
Yeah, a car.
Yeah.
A winner's supposed to get an expedition. So, you know what I mean? Because I got a flight to Vegas. You know what I mean? A month, like I gotta be in Las Vegas. So we gotta. But I'm like, for expedition, I'll catch wreck. Yeah, I was like, for expedition, I'll catch wreck. That's gonna be it. I'm like, yo, who on the truck? You know what I mean? Like, so now we get there, and we learn that we battling for Avarex. And I'm sitting there like, what?
It went from a truck to an Averex.
Yes.
What?
So I guess sponsorships pulled out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So we battling for Avarex. And I'm like, can't be serious. So I'm like,
Got you.
and I'm like, I'm no way I'm battling for Averexes when my cousin is designing Averexes. I'm wearing the best Averexes in the game. I had the yellow.
See, I never knew this.
Yeah.
I had the yellow, blue. I had the Charger. You know what I mean? Like I had the San Diego Charger colors.
So the stakes had changed last minute.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm like, so what happened was I was gonna leave,
Right.
but they was like, yo, they told Dio like, it's a TV spot. If he break contract, you know what I mean? I'm held liable if I break. You know what I mean? If I don't appear on TV. That's why when I go on TV, I'm just rhyming to the crowd. I'm not even worried about who. I'm not worried about idea.
Yes.
I'm just rhyming to the crowd. If you notice that, I'm just performing. I'm not saying nothing towards, because I'm just making a TV spot.
Right.
And then I'm like, all right, cool, I'm out. Like, we out. So when I get off stage, it's like, that's why I'm,
So it was years later until I even knew about that, because
Yeah,
I
so-
was such a fan of the music and the mixtapes that I wasn't even in tune for that.
Right.
So my thing when I did watch it is, you did look like it was based on how you interpreted it. It wasn't like a battle to you.
yeah, I
in
was
that
just,
sense.
because, I was just rhyming.
Right.
I didn't even
Right.
face him. I didn't even say,
Nah, for
yo.
sure, yeah.
Absolutely.
And R.I.P. idea.
Yeah, that's why, yeah.
But that geek wise, that's Vegas's connection to Rhyme Sayers Entertainment.
See, and
Geek-wise.
right? Like
That's not even
because-
a term, but you said it.
Geek
Well,
wise.
based on the encyclopedia,
No.
you know,
He's crazy, man.
There's different levels
crazy.
of what the fanhood was, and
Right.
again, we had Cut C last week. It was
Yep.
like I'm over here scouring anywhere I could find for a new Ali Vegas joint that made it to some mixtape, and you know, before mixtapes died out. All the way up until, like, we talk about this all the time, like DJ Absolute was the one that had the exclusive Ali Vegas.
Yeah, he
so
could, because that was
he
my guy.
outlasted everybody else in who was getting the. I'm serious.
Because he was my guy.
I'd have to hunt down DJ Absolute tapes
I
to
took him
get
on
a new Ali Vegas joint. Now this is going all the way into about like 2003, 2004, like in that
I took him
area.
on the road with me. That was my guy.
Right.
You know, like I gave a lot of people their first shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I gave
no.
a lot of people their first shot. You know,
So I alluded to it the other day, but you know, I'll just bring it up right now. There's a lot of guys that DJs that you started with and looked out for that when they jumped the ladder and they climbed and climbed and climbed, for some reason,
No,
they
they-
didn't reach back.
no, they didn't. You know what I mean? They didn't throw the. You know what I mean? Because what happens is it's the natural light, artificial light effect. You know, like artificial light can't survive when the sun is around.
Right.
It's not as bright. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but the thing about me is that I'm solar, so I want to brighten everything up for everyone. You know what I mean? So, but artificial light can't see it. They stuck in their own. You know what I mean? That's why they placed in rooms and not outside. You know what I mean? And that's why they can't see past the walls of the room that they placed in. And this is why they don't grow to their full potential, is because like, nah, you ain't making this thing right first. You know, so it's like, because you gotta understand. Like my mother always taught me, she's like, gotta understand how many mouths get fed with a loaf of bread. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Gotcha.
if
Yep.
you bought one, like, yeah, you might be the one to buy the bread, right? But then how many how many slices can get handed out to so many people that all those people gonna remember who bought who bought the loaf of bread.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what people don't understand. You gotta live off the loaf of bread effect of like, oh, you know what? Wow. If I know Ali Vegas got a good heart, you know what? I'm gonna put him on top because I know he's gonna reach and put this person and this person and that person, and then all these slices get to talk about who gave the loaf. That's why no matter how much Jay-Z skyrockets, you know what I mean? That the person that bought the loaf is always gonna be Biggie. It's always gonna go back to Biggie bought the loaf. You know what I'm saying? So that's what people don't. So that's why I just let people do what they do.
Jewels. Gems.
Absolutely.
Jewels.
Dope.
What else you got for Mr.
I mean,
Vague?
vague. I don't know.
Bro,
we had a lot of good.
I mean, I
That
think we
was
did
a
the
lot.
thing.
That was a lot.
There
man.
are so many, you know, like I said, little stories.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
I
Like,
mean, we do gotta keep some for like the second show.
Next time you come back.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yo,
you got
Vague,
the second
man.
season of the specialist. We got
Word, bro. Thank you for coming through. You really, you know, and it's crazy because knowing you
you
for so
heard it
many
right here,
yes,
bro.
I
You
heard
said
it.
it.
But knowing you for so many years and you still have these little secret stories
Oh,
that
bro.
you hit us with. Like, I love that you didn't throw it all at us already. You
For so
still
many
have
years.
so many years. I'm telling you, we've known this guy for so many years.
Oh man, Mickey
And that-
forever, man.
You
Like,
know, and you
and we've
still
been
have
in-
these where you just wow us still, you know?
And we've been in the lab for, you know,
Yeah.
late hours and all that, hearing all it, and then there's still more. It's incredible, bro.
I mean, let's talk about this though. Like,
Yeah.
like really, like what you guys are talking about. He's been doing it since he's 6
6
years old. I'm gonna keep taking it back to that.
Yeah.
He's gonna have stories.
For sure.
6 years old, bro.
Yeah, you know, like it's crazy, like, cause it was like, even when I was it was so funny. Like when I was working with Kim, it was so crazy because when she put the record out, and she left me on the hook, and I was like, I'm like, yo, what are you doing?
and what joint is this?
I mean, these
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Second album.
Lil Kim.
no, it's on the yeah. You could. It's on. You could. I'll play it. I'll play it. They on. You could get them. They on Apple Music and all that stuff.
Okay.
But I think it's probably like you got. I Am Not the One was the one. I think it's What Y'all Want or whatever. Matter of fact, Identity Theft.
So you gotta listen carefully.
I'm on the hook. You can hit. No, it's playing. She left me when I remember we was chilling, and my man Biggs and them. They in like it's so crazy because it's Queens. They in Nikki camp. You know what I mean? Like that's her crew. But Biggs, that's my older cousin. So we sitting, and the radio come on and. That joint come on and I'm on the hook. I'm like, why did she leave me on the hook?
Wow.
Crazy.
So it was like
Nuts.
It stirred it up.
Bro, again, maybe we definitely have to have a part 2.
Yes.
Yeah, part 2, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we are live every Wednesday night from 9 to 11. Maybe sometimes past 11.
Past, yeah.
On Twitch, DCM Live TV. Go to wearedcm.com for all the merch.
Right. Check us out on YouTube, DCM Live TV.
Ali Vegas, of course.
Yes.
My man.
Yo,
Thank you for coming
We
through,
appreciate you, bro.
Always. Yeah,
Right?
Come on now.
Lost in Hip Hop, DJ Concept, DJ Mickey Knox.
My
We out.
man. My man.
Ewing Athletics. Peace.
Let's do it.
Peace.